Well, I'm delighted to say James Norton is here on the sofa with us now. Big star of this series. Morning to you.
Morning.
Where's your hair gone? That fantastic mop of hair?
I'm sorry, it all fell out.
No, it didn't. That's actually for a part, isn't it?
It's for a part, yeah. It's for the new series of Happy Valley, so yeah, very different from...
Yeah, but you look... This is classic leading man territory, isn't it? Uniform, the look, everything.
Yeah, the hair. I've been asked by a lot of people if it is all my own, and it is all my own. There's no pieces, but yeah, took a long time.
It'll grow back.
I hope so. Yeah.
Does brooding, as your character does, come naturally to you?
Don't think so. No, actually, funny enough, the director Tom Harper spent most of his time shouting, "Stop smiling" from behind the monitor, because in the very Russian way, Andrei doesn't smile, and he's very contained. So I definitely I have my moments, but I'm not as brooding as old Andrei.
We're watching you brood quite a bit here at the moment, and from the episode that I've seen, he's not lovable from the start, is he? He's a complex character to play.
Yeah, he's not lovable at all. If anything, he's not particularly likeable. I think Tolstoy wrote Andrei and Pierre as his kind of mouthpieces, and they kind of carry his views. Both of them spend a lot of time in these big existential kind of wranglings. And yeah, Andrei has a wonderful journey, and he comes. By the end, he's gone. You know, he's changed an enormous amount, but particularly at the beginning, yeah, he's pretty grumpy. The
difficulty for you, though, is acting that journey because it's filmed. You can't do it sequentially. You have to do bits and bobs, and as your character develops, you've got to remember which part of the development you're in at the time.
It's a nightmare. Usually, on a job like this, you'd film it in blocks, so you'd have sort of 3 blocks, so you have a sense of the chronology. But on War and Peace, we had one director, so we shot it as one block. So we had this amazing woman called Marnie on continuity, and every so often you'd shout, "Marnie, where am I? Am I in?"
What's my motivation?
Yeah. Is it 1805 or 1812? So it was kind of a challenge to keep, as you say, orientated. Yeah.
You mentioned just earlier that, you know, say those pinch me moments when you write to your mum and say, "Mum, you won't believe this." Actually, there was a pinch me moment with your dad, there wasn't there? He was there.
My dad's getting more coverage than I am. There, there he is. Yeah.
So what? Hang on, he didn't just turn up dressed like that.
No. So he comes occasionally on jobs I do as an extra, and he flew out with my mum to Lithuania, and I think he fancied himself as a count, but then found out that he was going to be a Cossack. So he was
you talked about pinch me moments. What were the best ones?
The battles were pretty special. I think I mentioned in that clip how exciting, you know, the little boy in me with a big group of extras, you know, with a sabre shouting "charge." The other one was with Lily at Catherine's Palace, waltzing.
So just describe that. What was the... Because you write about that beautifully, and it was a huge set.
Yeah, Catherine's Palace, in the middle of one of these huge palaces, and we were there for 2 nights. And in the middle of this palace is this, I think it's called the Amber Hall, and it's this vast, like, gold mirrored room with thousands of candles, which we had to recreate. And Lily and I were waltzing in and amongst about 200, 300 Russian extras, and with a live orchestra, with a huge crane kind of coming and picking out all the details, and those really were very special.
It's a long road from playing an aristocratic Russian prince in War and Peace to a villainous ex-con in Happy Valley. Let's just see your hair.
For you, wasn't it? Huge plaudits for that.
Yeah. It was a really special role. It's all the haircut, though.
Except, well, your hair's acting even harder now because you're coming up for a second series. Yeah, we finished filming. Well, I think they've just wrapped. I was filming a few weeks ago, and yeah, this is the new Tommy, which is a bit cold during this time of year, but.
I can't let you go without asking one more question about War and Peace, which is that some critics have observed it's a little more saucy than the novel.
Yeah.
Andrew Davis is well known for his adaptations and for making adaptations easier to watch and enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, he's definitely, and as a whole, I think what's a real achievement of the piece is that he's made it feel really contemporary. I mean, it's got the world of Russia, and the period is very much the backdrop, but then it feels very modern. As far as the sauciness, he says himself, you know, it's all alluded to in the original book, but he just expands. So a line like, you know, Helen invites Boris in for the evening, Andrew writes it in a couple of big meaty scenes, but they're all in the book. They're not gratuitous or creative.
He's sort of adding things between the lines, possibly, which Tolstoy, he would argue, could not have written then.
I don't think Tolstoy would be very upset. I hope he'd like our adaptation.
I'm sure he will. Lovely to see you. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you for having me.
And War and Peace starts this Sunday night on BBC One.
Well, the weather's